Hello and welcome. So the other day I was talking to one of my engineers about an AI model that we were working on, and I realized that there was a technical detail in there that I thought really mattered, and so I thought this would be a really great place to share that. So let's talk about our model, right? In this model, the input here are the keywords or the search keywords, and the output model or the output of the model is a vector representation of the user who's entering these words. And the idea here is that this output could be used to quantify how similar two users are. All right. So some quick background info. Uh, Machine learning models don't understand words. Uh, they, they only understand numbers. So words need to be converted to numbers. And there are many ways to convert words to numbers. One way is to use pre-trained word embeddings like fastText or GloVe. So if you're not familiar with these pre-trained models, the first thing you should ask is, what was it trained on? Um, so in my case, we used fastText, which was trained on Wikipedia. Uh, so after learning that the pre-trained model was, or what it was trained on, you have to ask, like, is Wikipedia similar enough to my domain? Because if it's not, you should proceed carefully. So in my example, the user is entering in keywords to search, so it's still English, um, but it's keywords related to jobs uh, and so the screen train model might have the same kind of English, or it might not. It might not, right? So think the English that I have is job abbreviations. It's like list and bullet points instead of paragraphs. Um, but in this situation, my intuition tells me that it's probably okay. I'm still dealing with English, and my case doesn't have all the complexities of English, so I think I'm okay. Um, so if you're using a pre-trained model, it is important to think and ask yourself, um, does a model that was trained on one data set, does it really work for you, right? If your domain, for example, if your domain has a lot of vocabulary that's not present in the pre-trained model, then I don't think it's going to work well. One thing you can think about is maybe like proper nouns, or maybe an example would be like names from a video game. If those names, if those words don't appear in the pre-trained model or in the training for that model, um, that's not going to help you then, right? Um, and then obviously, if it was trained in a different language, that should be pretty clear. But again, communication, you got to communicate those things. Um, when you're thinking about these pre-trained models, right? It is very important to ask if you are using a pre-trained model, uh, and then to ask how it was trained, what it was trained on, um, because because it was a pre-trained model, it was trained to do something else, uh, and that may or that may not fit your use case. And I think as a product manager, it's very important to think about those things, and to really at least have it in the back of your mind of like, what was the original goal before, and will it work for me? I think that question is very difficult um, to to even wrap your head around. Even if you understand AI, it's still very difficult from just a very difficult business question. It's like, will this work for me, right? But I still think it's very important to ask. So let me know if you are using pre-trained models, and let me know if you have any questions. So and because I do think it is worthwhile to discuss those type of things, because it is a very difficult question. So all right, thanks guys. Bye.